Alright guys, welcome back. It is the next day, and today I'm going to inspect everything, see how everything did as far as the paint. It is dry, and I never would have thought it would have dried last night. It was pretty late when I was working on this, and it was that humid last night. Oh, it was miserable. But everything is real nice and dry. I got the first coat of paint on the hood here. So we at least got the first coat on, and I want to get this. I got the first coat on all these panels. Today I want to put the second coat on everything. You'll take notice. I did paint these side pieces, this plastic, and I did tape off the original dealer sticker so that way they can stay on. And everything is dusty. I don't know. And it must have got dusty sometime today. Everything, it wipes right off. So it must have been windy, or I don't know. Whatever. We'll have to just get a cloth and wipe them down before we put the next coat on. Like I say, I got the first coat on the hood. I didn't come all the way down because this black I painted first here in the grill, and it was not dry, so I didn't want to tape anything off. So today I want to try to get that taped off, and I would like to thank the folks at the Lancaster Farmer magazine newspaper. In addition to giving you 4 sections of ag-related information, it also gives you about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of usable paper for painting projects, and I have used the Lancaster Farmer in more paint projects than I can tell. So we're gonna get this black taped off here and continue painting. You can see I have the headlights all taped off and the whole front, so we should be good there to keep painting. So let's get into it. $62,000 for a piece of tillage equipment. Is that a joke, guys? That's really got to be a joke. All right, plan B. It is that windy today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to paint. If I shut the door, I can't see. If I leave the door open, the wind is blowing that hard I can't even hold the newspaper against the grill. I have to go run for some parts, so maybe I'll do that in the meantime. Everything is nice and dry, so I'll come back with you. All right, I just pulled my truck out. All that stuff that's all over the hood, and it's not stuck to the paint, thank goodness. It just happened this morning. It's pollen. I just see it on the windshield. It's yellow pollen, so adds another element to the challenge of painting in a non-dust-free environment. So let me run for some parts. All right, a couple hours later, we're back. It is not a good idea to venture out on a Friday afternoon to go for a parts run with all the traffic, but we are back. So got this taped off. I'm going to get a rag and wipe this pollen off and finish the first coat on the front and start putting the second coat on the rest. All right, so another little tip or trick. When your can gets down, if you are doing a rattle can restoration like I am, when your can gets down to about 1/4, set it aside and get a new can. You can't risk when it gets down, it starts blowing more bubbles. You get more bubbles in the paint. Start a new can and save those 1/4 full cans for places that aren't really that critical, like the loader or places where you're not going to see. All right, so we'll switch over here to the loader. I'm not looking forward to painting this. I'll just say that right now. And I don't want to take it off. I think it's going to take twice as long to get it off, to get it painted. We can do a pretty good job with it on the tractor. Just a little bit more patience and a lot more protection. Sheets, tape, keep all the red off of the black. So I started the process, like I said, to strip this rust off of here and any loose paint. All the bubbles are pretty well out of it, a little bit more sanding. Once it's sanded, I want to take a cloth with some cleaning solution, get it all clean, get all this rust off. The areas that don't have rust, I just lightly sanded just to get the dead paint off, any type of oil. So you have this versus this. So the warning stickers that were on here, I have scraped them off just because they were peeling up and were in terrible condition, so we're just going to paint without it. Just basically don't be an idiot type of stickers. So how am I going to paint this on the tractor? Well, I'm going to get a sheet and drape it behind, and basically everywhere the loader frame meets the tractor, I'm going to tape and put paper and just try to isolate the red versus the black. It's going to take a lot of time, but getting this loader off with not having another loader isn't going to be an easy job. I probably could dismantle this little loader in pieces. I could probably take the pins out of this side, take the bolts out, just pull this wing off, paint the wing, put it back on. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm going to need the loader here in about a week, so I don't want to be out with it half finished. So it is what it is. It's nothing terrible. You can't see the back side of the loader frame when the hood's on at all. I mean, it's that close to the hood, you can't see it. The loader arms, the insides, we will paint. I will put the loader up in the air, get a sheet over everything, and paint the insides. Basically everything you can see. So I am leaving behind the areas that you can't see, but it is what it is. This is kind of how we're doing it. So just like I said, strip it down, get all the loose paint off, get some of the dead paint off, any oil on the surface. I'm going to get a rag and wipe this down and get ready for primer. All right, and this isn't really a product shout out or anything like that. I mean, you can pretty well use any type of primer. What I use is this Rust-Oleum Rusty Metal Primer. It says use on heavily rusted metals for the ultimate finish. What I like about it is it has body to it. It has some thickness when you spray it on. It does help to, I don't know, I'm not an expert on painting, but it does seem to fill in some of the smaller pits. And this brown color, this dark brown, it seems like it is a very good undercoat for painting red. It just seems to cover real fast. You don't use near as much paint, so it's just what I use. There's many primers on the market. This is available to me, and it's halfway decent priced, and this is what I use on the 560. Probably if I had a Ford, this would not take near as long. All right, guys, we're going to quit here pretty soon. It's temperature's dropping. It's getting a little cold. The metal's cold, and it doesn't make for good painting. But just to show you why I like this primer so much, you can kind of see here where the old paint was. You can kind of see it. Now, this is one coat of that rust metal primer, and it's just about dry. And I'll tell you, it is smooth. Even with these pits here, it really starts to fill in some of the pits. I'm not going to use any type of body putty. I don't see anything, any reason to on this loader. But when this primer dries, it is so nice once it's dry. You're talking maybe a quarter or less than a quarter can to paint all this with one coat. It's just a real heavy-duty primer. I think they have the mix right, and it levels out. I don't know, I might just be seeing things here, but from what I'm seeing, when you run your hand across where the paint was here versus where the primer is, it's there's no step, and I don't know, it just dries pretty nice. I'm really happy with it. I like it. So we are I don't know if these decals are available. I wasn't able to find anything. I needed to say Case International with the black case with the silver outline. I need the 2200. I've seen guys, when they repaint stuff, they get the mailbox letters and stick them on, which is fine. That's, say, whatever you want to do. I don't know. I wasn't able to find these decals, and I kind of gave up looking. I don't want to pay top dollar. I need a set for each side. I'm not going to pay $50 or $100 for these decals. And if you're real good with painter's tape, just stick it on. Cut out the letters with a utility knife. Makes all the difference in the world. One thing I did get lucky, these letters are the exact width of this painter's tape, so it takes a lot of time out of having to cut these out. Square, like an I's easy, a T's easy. When you get these turns on the R, it's a little bit more difficult. The O is going to be difficult. But it's, hey, it takes time now, but in the end, it makes it look really nice, I find. So we're still working at this. Being that the temperature dropped, we are expecting some more rain. I can feel it's getting more humid. I think we're going to stop painting for the day. I really have to get things cleaned up around here. I have stuff laying everywhere. So I'm going to cut these letters out, finish the case, cut all these letters out, finish the 2200. It's going to be too dark by then to do the other side. So I think we're going to give it a day and see how it turns out. I'm still debating on painting the black on the tractor. This tractor does need a good bath. I should have did that originally, but not thinking here. I don't think I'm going to paint the black. I really don't, just because there's so much of it. And I think just with the hoods and the loader all getting painted and the fenders, it's going to be pretty sharp looking, even without painting the black. So leave it a little bit original, I guess. So, all right. I guess that's where we'll end today's video. Like I say, now I just have to endure the ultimate test of patience and cut all these letters out. It goes faster than you realize. It does take a little bit of time, but it's nothing major. When you've done it so many times, that's how I painted the Farmall. The black on those tin plates, it was basically all chrome colored, and the original Farmall plates had black on the inside. And as a matter of fact, well, I'm taking video. You can see here, I didn't want to get new plates. They're like $60 or $70. I did shine them up, and I was able to paint this black just on the inside here. And the way you do that, I still have my stencil, so I can show you here. Just make yourself a stencil out of tape and tape everything off. And I think I might have had this on camera. You just tape, put paper all around it, and it doesn't take long. It takes 3 times as long getting it ready as it does to paint. So in the end, it's a nice added touch, and I didn't need to spend $60 aside to get new panels. So, all right, I think that's pretty well where I'm at with this today. Like I said, we got one side primed, just about one frame primed. We'll hopefully get another sunny day. I think Monday, it's supposed to be real sunny. These light panels will let more light in. I can see the other side and get that side done. So everything's drying, and I might have to move some things before tonight because the roof does leak somewhere up in here, and I don't want drips on the hood while it's still drying. So making progress. Got to keep going forward with this every day. Get something done on it. So, or else it turns into I don't like starting things and then letting them sit for months on end. I hate that. When I start doing something, it's something that's constantly on my mind. I have to get it done. I can't let it sit. I don't like it being in pieces here in the shop. And I get a little impatient wanting to get it done. So I want to keep pushing at it. So to do these fenders, it's going to be a little bit more labor intensive. I'm going to pull it out of the space here. I'm going to take these rear tires off on each side, just one side at a time. I'm just going to do one fender at a time. Take the tire off, take the lugs off. They're just small tires. I'm pretty sure I can handle it. Get the tires out of the way. Come in here, like I'd said, sand it down. We need to tape off this black for the roll bar support and paint it. I'll probably paint that black first, let it dry for a day, then tape it over and sand this down, primer it, and we'll get the inside of the fender. We'll just do the inside and let it dry. Once the inside is done, we will come around here, and this is where it's going to take some more time. I'm going to have to take the seat off. We're going to pull our seat off that we had put on. And I really have to do some fancy taping work. It's going to take some time, and you know what? These little side plates I could have taken off and painted too. I might do that tonight yet. So, excuse me. Keep moving ahead. But the roll bar, you can see I did. Looks pretty nice. So, and keep working out of here. All right, guys, that's where today's video will end. I apologize if the camera seems shakier than usual. Something's going on with my camera, and I'm not really sure. This is supposed to have image stabilization, and it doesn't seem like it's working right. So if it's a little bit shakier, I'm going to have to try to do something about it. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to keep cutting out letters, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, so we got to wrap this project up for today. It is just too windy, and the wind is blowing the paint. It's no good when the wind's just blowing the paint right away. It's not going on the hood. So I got to wait for calmer weather. So we'll just let this sit. I did manage to get the first coat on the hood and a little bit of the second coat. We got second coat on all the side sheets and pieces of metal. So like I say, we'll just let this sit until we have a more calm day to be doing this.